Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome back to Football Discussions. Today, I thought I would go over uh, the Denver Broncos schedule and see what their record is going to be at the end of the season. Just make some predictions on how I think these games are going to play out. So let's get right into it. We have them playing the Oakland Raiders in Oakland on Monday, September 9th, the last Monday Night Football game to wrap up week one. And since that is in Oakland, I'm going to give them a loss to the Raiders. I'm actually just going to keep track. I think they'll lose to the Oakland Raiders. One, because it's in Oakland. Two, because I think John Gruden's putting together a decent roster now. And I just don't see Denver beating the Raiders, who have a lot to prove this season on their turf opening week. Week 2, they're home versus the Chicago Bears. I think this is going to be another loss. Although it is in Denver, I just don't see them beating the Bears. I mean, the Bears are coming off a dominant season where I believe they went like 12-4, and they just look so good, and that defense is so good, and I just really don't think Joe Flacco can get the Broncos through that game. So I think it's going to be 0-2 start for the Denver Broncos. Up next, week 3 versus the Packers in Green Bay, another loss. So they're going to start off the season 0-3. I just don't see them beating Rodgers in Green Bay. That's going to be a tough one. Home versus the Jaguars. I think they'll get their first win here. 0-3. Their fans are not happy at this point, and they have just a lot to prove. So I think because of the fact it's at home, they'll upset the Jaguars. In San Diego, another loss. So 1-4 right now for the Broncos. Rivers is just playing some of the best football in his entire career, and it's just hard to imagine him losing at home to a subpar team like the Broncos. Home versus the Titans, that's an easy win. I think Flacco will get it done. Lindsey will probably have a good game here. I believe they're 2-4 at this point, so a win versus the Titans in Denver. Week 7 versus the Chiefs at home. I think they're actually going to get a win here. Just the sole fact that it's at home. They're coming off a win last week. It's Thursday Night Football. I think the Chiefs will have a few struggles here, and Denver will get it done with a win. In Indianapolis, that's a loss. So playing the Colts in Indianapolis, that's just always tough, especially with Luck now playing great football again. It's just hard to imagine this team beating the Colts in Indianapolis. So sitting at 3-5 right now, I believe. Home versus the Browns. It's got to be a loss. 3-6. You just can't beat the Browns this year. I think Browns are definitely a conference championship team, if not a Super Bowl team. So I think they'll go into Cleveland and not play very well and lose. So after that, they have their bye week, and then they're in Minnesota. I think they can get a win here versus the Vikings. The Vikings just aren't very good in my mind. They've had their struggles last year, and I'm not seeing what I wanted from Kirk. So I think that the Broncos will go in here and get a dub. Same with Buffalo. Buffalo's just not a great team right now. Have some rebuilding to do. So I think the Broncos will be able to exploit that and get a dub. Home versus the Chargers. I think this is going to be another win. Denver plays very well at home, and the Chargers got one earlier, so I think Denver will even up that series 1-1. So another win at Houston. It's going to be a loss. Texans just good football team, and I just don't see them pulling out the dub in Houston. At Kansas City, another L. Again, I just can't see Broncos pulling off a dub in Kansas City either. Week 16 versus the Lions. I believe that's home. Yeah, it is home. So I'll give the Broncos the dub. Um, and then week 17, home versus the Raiders, another win to cap off their season. So, yeah, I'm just gonna see what their final record will be. So, I have them at 0 and I believe 3 to start the year. Then they get a win in at home versus Jacksonville to go 1 and 3. Lost to Chargers 1 and 4. Win versus the Titans 2 and 4. Win versus the Chiefs 3 and 4. Loss versus the Colts 3 and 5. Loss versus the Browns 3 and 6. Win versus the Vikings 4 and 6. Bills 5 and 6. Chargers dub 6 and 6. 6 and 7 when they play Houston. 6 and 8 when they play Kansas City. 7 and 8 when they play the Lions, and then 8 and 8 versus the Raiders. So I think they'll have an 8 and 8 season. And it's an improvement from last year, but still not where they want to be. I think Flacco will play the whole year, and then hopefully next year we'll see in 2020 we'll see Drew Lock take the reins for the Broncos. All right, guys, that's going to do it for today's video. That's my prediction for the Broncos season. I'll probably be doing this for every team and I'll do it by division. So stay tuned for that. See you guys next time.